Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
There's always that buzz when a young player starts breaking through, isn't there?
Definitely. Always exciting.
And today, we're diving into a really exciting one in South African rugby, Suleiman Hartzenberg, Stormers.
Yes, Hartzenberg. Been hearing a lot about him.
Exactly. We've got this Rugby 365 article that really puts him under the spotlight after a recent game. So our mission today, figure out why there's so much chat about him and, what could this mean for the Springboks down the line.
Sounds good. A potential book in the making is always worth a look.
And just a reminder, if you enjoy this kind of deep dive into rugby, make sure you hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession.
So this article, it kicks off with his 50th appearance for the Stormers, right?
Yeah, bang on. His 50th, which is pretty significant in itself.
It really is. Especially when you factor in his age. He's only 21.
21. It's incredible. That says a lot about how much game time he's getting, how much faith the coaches have.
And consistency, too. You don't get to 50 caps by 21 without being consistently available and, well, good.
And the timing. This 50th cap, it coincided with a really, really standout game against Cardiff.
Yeah, the man of the match performance. That's how you mark a milestone.
Absolutely. It wasn't just a quiet game either. He was right in the thick of that 34-24 win, scored 2 tries.
2 tries always catches the eye.
Always does. But, the article points out something else, too. He was the game's top carrier, 16 carries.
Wow, 16. From the wing.
Yep. It shows a massive work rate, doesn't it? A real desire to get his hands on the ball.
Definitely. Not just waiting for it to come to him out wide. That kind of involvement, well, that gets noticed.
It has been noticed. Higher up, too.
The Springboks setup.
Exactly. The piece mentions his involvement in the Bakel alignment camps, which is, a pretty big indicator.
Yeah, those camps are crucial. Getting guys into the environment, seeing how they fit.
He was at the one with Razzie in Cape Town back in March, apparently.
Okay, so he's definitely on the radar. Has been for a little while then.
Seems so. And it's not just the national coaches. His own director of rugby at the Stormers, John Dobson, he's pretty vocal about him.
Oh, yeah. What did Dobson say? He's usually quite measured.
He was really glowing after that Cardiff match. Just came right out and said, this guy was special. Simple as that.
High praise from Dobson.
And he hammered home the age thing again. It's incredible. It was his 50th, and he is only 21. And to play like he played, we are super proud. Said he's super...
You can feel the pride there, can't you?
Totally. But the real kicker for me was Dobson's prediction. He basically said... he can play for South Africa at wing or center. He is going to. I've got no doubt.
Wow. No doubt at all. That's a massive statement. Wing or center, though. That's interesting.
It is. And that brings us neatly to this whole versatility discussion, which the article also covers. Where does he fit best?
Right. He's playing wing now, obviously doing well there, but that no 13 jersey keeps coming up in conversations about him.
And Hartzenberg himself chimed in on it. He was pretty clear, actually. Said, I prefer number 13.
Okay, so he sees himself as a center, ideally.
But obviously, for me at the moment, the team sees me at wing, so I am happy to cover there because that is what we need, which, shows good maturity. Team first.
That's a great attitude. But did he talk about the benefits of being able to play both?
He did, yeah, and quite insightfully, I thought. He brought up the whole tactical side, like the Springboks potentially using a 6-2 split on the bench.
The famous bomb squad flexibility. Yeah, that makes sense.
He said, I'm not afraid to fill that role, and versatility makes me a better player. If we want to go for a 6-2 split in the future, I can come off the bench or be a starting player.
So he gets it.
Yeah.
He understands how being able to cover, say, 11, 13, and 14 massively boosts his value.
Exactly. And he even added, to be able to shift the backline around is a coach's dream as well.
He's spot on there. That in-game flexibility is gold dust at test level.
Definitely is. And hey, if you're finding this chat about Hartzenberg's potential useful, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Rugby Obsession. We do these deep dives regularly.
So digging a bit more into his time with the Stormers, the article also touches on his own view of his development, right? How he feels he's grown.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a pretty standard but important progression for a young player.
How did he put it?
He said something like, in my first year, it was more about finding my feet and getting used to the system and understanding what they want from me. The settling in phase.
Makes sense. Big step up to the URC level.
Then he added, as the years went on now, I think I found myself a bit more and understood what is expected from me by the coaches and from the team.
So growing confidence, clearer role definition.
Seems like it. His focus now, it is just about performing at my best. Pretty straightforward, really.
That focus, that self-awareness at 21,
Yeah.
That's impressive. Not getting carried away.
And he doesn't seem to be taking all the credit either. He was quick to mention the guys around him.
Ah, the influence of teammates. Always important. Who did he name?
He mentioned guys like Damian Willemse, Dan Duplessis, Sacha Feinberg, Mungo Mazulu, Manny Libak, said they make his job easier.
That's a talented group to learn from, isn't it? Willemse, Duplessis, Sacha Libak.
Wow.
No kidding. And he wrapped it up by saying, we are all on the same page, which points to a really good team environment down there.
That cohesion is vital. Helps young players slot in and, well, flourish. Sounds like he's in a great spot.
It certainly seems that way. Surrounded by quality, getting game time, clearly has the coach's backing. The sky's the limit, maybe?
The potential is definitely there. Versatility, work rate, finishing ability, and clearly a good head on his shoulders.
So here's the question for you listening. Where do you see Suleiman Hartzenberg fitting in for the Springboks eventually? Is he the long-term answer on the wing, or do you see him shifting into that center position Dobson mentioned?
Yeah, wing or center. It's a good debate to have.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what you reckon. It's definitely a situation worth tracking. A player with this much happening around him at just 21. It's exciting for South African rugby.
Absolutely. Well, that just about wraps up this Rugby Obsession deep dive on Suleiman Hartzenberg. We've looked at that milestone game, the huge praise from John Dobson, and that whole wing versus center debate.
A lot to be positive about.
Indeed. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession deep dive. We hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to you listening to our next episode.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, definitely subscribe to Rugby Obsession for more talks like this. Cheers.